It's Saturday afternoon. The house is quiet. Nothing is on fire, nobody needs a ride, and for once there is no urgent problem waiting to be solved. You sit down with a book, or maybe you turn on a movie you've been meaning to watch. You tell yourself you're going to relax. Then, a few minutes later, your eyes drift toward the garage. You remember the loose cabinet hinge, the emails you could answer before Monday, the paperwork in the kitchen drawer, the closet that does not need organizing but suddenly feels impossible to ignore. Someone says, "You know you're allowed to rest, right?" You laugh. Maybe you say, "I am resting." But your shoulders are tight. Your mind is scanning the room for evidence that you could be doing more. Eventually, you get up and complete a task that did not actually need to be completed. From the outside, this looks like discipline, a strong work ethic, maybe just a personality quirk. But there is a difference between enjoying productivity and needing productivity in order to feel okay. For many Gen X adults, that difference is hard to see. When usefulness has been part of your identity for decades, stopping does not always feel peaceful. Sometimes it feels irresponsible. Sometimes it feels like you are becoming the kind of person you were taught never to be. Lazy, needy, wasteful, soft. The task may be small. The meaning attached to it is not. Many people in Generation X grew up when independence was treated as a virtue very early in life. Not everyone had the same childhood, of course, but a lot of Gen X kids learned to let themselves into an empty house, make their own food, manage their time, handle minor emergencies, and avoid making a fuss. Being mature for your age was praise. Being low maintenance was praise. Not needing much could make you feel capable, trusted, even safe. And that can create a powerful emotional equation. If I can handle things alone, I'm doing well. If I stay useful, I have value. If I need less, I create fewer problems. At first, this is real competence. You become resourceful and learn how to keep moving when circumstances are uncertain. But strengths can become rigid. I can take care of this can slowly become, I should take care of everything. And without noticing it, I am capable becomes, I am only acceptable when I am capable. That is when productivity stops being just something you do. It becomes evidence. A clean kitchen proves you are responsible. An empty inbox proves you are in control. A completed project proves you are still valuable. Being the person everyone calls during a crisis proves that you matter. The reward is not only the result, the reward is relief. You finish the task and the discomfort goes away. When an action reduces tension, the mind learns to repeat it. You feel uneasy, so you clean. You feel uncertain, so you organize. You feel emotionally overwhelmed, so you fix something concrete. A task has a beginning and an end. Emotions are not always that cooperative. A strained relationship cannot be repaired with a screwdriver. Fear about the future does not disappear because the garage is clean. So action becomes attractive because action gives you feedback. You tighten the hinge. The door closes correctly. Problem solved. For a mind that dislikes uncertainty, that small moment of control can feel stabilizing. This is why some people become most productive when they feel least emotionally secure. A family conflict happens and they start cooking. Bad news arrives and they reorganize the basement. They feel anxious about money, health, aging, or work, and suddenly every unfinished project becomes urgent. It is not always denial, it may be regulation. You are using visible order to manage invisible tension. But not every hardworking person is running from something. Some people genuinely love activity. Their productivity comes from curiosity, pride, and choice. Two people can work all weekend and look identical from the outside. One feels energized, the other feels trapped. One can stop when the work is done. The other keeps inventing work because stopping creates guilt. The difference is not the number of hours, it is whether they have emotional permission to stop. So is this a preference or is it a defense? Do you keep going because you enjoy being capable? Or because you do not know who you are when you are not useful? For many people, the role of the reliable one becomes permanent. You plan the trips, handle the bills, help your aging parents, and solve the problem before anyone else realizes there is one. Other people come to depend on that version of you. Eventually, your competence becomes part of the family system. Everyone knows you can handle it, so they assume you will. That can feel validating. It can also become lonely. Because if your value comes from holding everything together, what happens when you need help? Receiving care may feel awkward. Rest may feel selfish. Admitting confusion may feel like disappointing people. You may not consciously believe this, but your body can still react as if slowing down is dangerous. That is why vacations can feel uncomfortable, and why a quiet afternoon can produce irritation instead of relief. Rest removes the proof. There is nothing to complete. No visible evidence that you were responsible or necessary. And in that space, a difficult thought may appear. If I am not doing something useful, what exactly am I contributing? That is not laziness. It is an identity conflict. Your body needs recovery, but your self-image may be built around output. One part of you says, I'm tired. Another says, you haven't earned the right to stop. So you negotiate. You can watch television after the kitchen is clean. You can take Sunday off after answering a few emails. You can relax on vacation, but only after making a plan, solving a problem, or helping someone else. Rest becomes a reward instead of a basic need. A small experiment can reveal what is underneath this pattern. Leave one harmless task unfinished. Let the clean laundry stay in the basket for an hour. Let one non-essential email wait until tomorrow. Sit down before every surface is perfect. Then notice the prediction that appears. I'm wasting time. I'm becoming lazy. Someone will judge me. If I stop, everything will fall apart. The thought is more revealing than the task. The real question is not whether the cabinet gets fixed today. It is what you believe the delay says about you. Are you choosing productivity or using it to protect yourself from feeling unworthy, dependent, or out of control? This is not an argument against discipline. Gen X self-reliance helped many people navigate difficult homes, unstable workplaces, financial uncertainty, and changing expectations. The ability to adapt, figure things out, and keep moving is a real strength. But a strength should remain something you can use. It should not become a role you are afraid to step out of. You do not lose your competence when you rest. You do not erase decades of responsibility by leaving one task for tomorrow. In fact, the ability to stop may require a deeper kind of independence than the ability to keep going. Continuing is familiar. Stopping asks you to believe that your worth will still be there when the work is not. So the next time you sit down on a quiet Saturday and your mind immediately searches for something to fix, pay attention. Maybe the task matters. Maybe you genuinely want to do it. Or maybe a younger part of you still believes that being useful is the safest way to be loved, respected, and in control. The goal is not to become less capable. It is to discover whether you can remain yourself when nothing is being produced. If this felt familiar, share what rest looked like in your house growing up. And subscribe for more conversations about the habits that quietly become identity.